So the last topic I wanted to bring up was application bundling, and I've mentioned this several times over because it's a really important topic, especially for your end users. So unlike other platforms, there really isn't an installation process. It's really discouraged on the platform because the end user should just be able to drag their application or just double click on it, and they shouldn't have to go through a tedious step-by-step process of wizards and dump files all over the system. Basically, they should have a single little file that represents the application, and they should be able to chuck it into the trash when they're done with it, and then they don't want it on your system anymore. So I want to demonstrate how to do this with your OpenSceneGraph application. So I'm going to start with the OpenSceneGraph template that we provide. And we'll go to a new project, and we'll go to OSG application, and OSG test 2 is fine, and we have this Xcode project. And you can see here we got the sources and the resources, which actually is probably the most important part, external frameworks and the products. So let's actually start building this, and I can talk while it's building. Okay, so first thing is we don't actually need all these frameworks. Oh, actually, the first thing to do is main.cpp for the template is actually pretty boring. It doesn't use any resources, so it's not going to be missing anything. So let's actually find a real project that uses resources. So I downloaded the OpenSceneGraph source code, and let's go back to that OSG logo program that I found earlier. So let's go to examples, let's go to OSG logo, and here's the CPP file. So let's just drag it into Xcode, and let's make sure we copy it. And let's add that, and then close this window. And we can delete the main.cpp because we don't need this anymore. And let's build it. And so when we run this program, you're going to find that it's missing the earth texture and it's missing the font. So let's run it. And kick it in window mode, and you can see the font doesn't look right and the earth is missing. And that's because the resources aren't found. And on our run log, you can actually see that we're getting warnings that we're missing those two files. And the way around this is to have the app bundle these resources. And basically what that means is copy it into its application bundle. So what is this application bundle I keep talking about? Well, let's go to this app. So this is the product that this project builds, osgtest2.app. And let's reveal in the Finder some command or control clicking here to get the little contextual menu. Reveal Finder. And you see basically this single application file. This is what end users see, and this is what they want to drag and drop and throw in the trash and move around wherever they want. But to developer, this is actually a directory structure. So if I control click again, there's an option here called Show Package Contents. I'll click on that, and you can actually see this is inside the package. And inside, this is the actual executable, and there's also a folder called resources. Well, this is where we want to put all the resources. So to the end user, all they see is this thing, but in reality, they actually have a directory structure full of lots of fun things. So let me close this up. So the object is to get our resources into that bundle, and you can use Xcode to help you with this process. You can also do this with command line or however you want, because it's just a directory structure. But Xcode, kind of makes things work in the right place. Okay, so first, OSG logo doesn't actually need G at all, so I'm going to remove some of these frameworks I don't need. So I'll just delete the reference. Don't need particle, don't need introspection, don't need terrain, don't need OSGFX. So let's delete those. Okay, it's a little better. Let's go down to the targets section, and I want to show you this. Under the OSG test 2 target, there are actually 3 steps. Copy the bundle resources, and it copies these 2 things in there. Compile the sources, and then link with those libraries. So you don't need to worry about these 2, but we're kind of focusing on the bundle resources. So ideally, what we want to do is copy our font and our texture into the bundle. So we'll utilize this process. So I'm going to go back to the DMG package, and the DMG package actually contains all the resources that were needed for the example programs. And so here are the resources. And so we needed an Arial TTF, and that was in fonts, and there's Arial TTF. So let's just copy this into the resources. And I'll just drag that, make sure it says copy. And the reason you copy it is if you package up this Xcode project, they'll have all the resources. So if you give it to your friend, they'll have everything in the right place, and you don't need to worry about losing stuff. Okay, so you also notice that Arial was copied down here. So it's part of my copy bundle resources phase. So let's just rebuild this. And let's run it. And now you see that the font's correct. And now you see that I'm only getting one warning, not two. So let's go back. So let's go find the other one, and that was land shallow topo. So it's somewhere in here. Let's use Spotlight. I like this. And okay, here it is. Land shallow topo. And let's also copy this into the resources. Oops. My drag thing isn't working. Okay, let's copy it here directly. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, there. Okay, let's add that. And oh, before I actually rebuild it, let me show you the application bundle one more time. So we're reviewing Finder, and we'll show the package contents, and let's go into that view. And can you see we have our resources, and you see the Arial TTF is in there. And actually, if we build right now, you'll see the new one copied into there too. So we'll build, and hey, land shallow gets copied in there. So if we run, you now see the earth and the font. And the warnings are gone. So that's bundling the resources.